What's up, comrades? We're back, and we're gonna talk about... Yep, I know I keep saying I'm gonna do the Jetlag Productions video, and then I said I was gonna do a One Leaves video, but this is important. We need to get this series done. So yeah, watched High School Musical 3 with my friend Jost once again, and you know what? It was the worst one. I don't know, it's just kind of, it's not memorable at all, and it's the most drab of the trilogy. So let's talk about it. And I have notes this time of what to talk about. So the film starts with a basketball game. The East High Wildcats are going against the West High Knights because apparently there's only 2 basketball teams in the entire area. And Troy is, I guess they're losing, and then like everyone crouches down, and then Gabriella just comes out saying, "Troy!" And it's so... Right now I can hardly breathe. I don't even know, man. It's just so dumb. But, you know, the basketball game doesn't really matter, in my opinion. It's just this thing that happens at the beginning of the game. And it leads into the next thing, which is the, I guess, post-game after party, where everyone's at Troy's house, and then him and Gabriella go into a tree house and start talking about their future, like what they're gonna do, if they're even gonna stay together, how it's gonna work. And then they break into song. Don't remember what the song is, don't remember what it's called, don't remember any of the lyrics. I just know that it happens. And let me play this scene, you tell me what's wrong with it. Yeah, so the treehouse moves, not the background. We can see that. So it's a moving treehouse, and then the ceiling opens up. Troy is like Jimmy Neutron. It's so weird. But yeah, this scene isn't bad. Not bad. None of the scenes are bad. This film has like the most beautiful set designs and like effects of all 3 films because it was released theatrically. It's the first film in the series released in theaters and the only one. And it's really shown because it had a budget of like $11 million, and it's so beautiful. Like the scenes, they're great. After that beautiful thing, we come back to school, right? And we're in Darbus's classroom, and I like what they did with Darbus in this film. She's more of a character, and she plays a bigger role. And they're talking about this, I guess it would be spring musical because it's nearing the end of the year. They're talking about the spring musical, and Kelsey signs everybody in the class up without telling them. And, well, we're obviously upset about that. And Darbus comes in and says something like, hey, how about we do this? We make a musical based on all of you guys' senior year.
And what the heck is the show about?
You, Mr. Danforth. The Spring Musicale is all about you. It's about all of you. Go. And all of you will create it. A show about your final days at East High. We'll call it Senior Year. Genius.
And, did they not have a plan for the musical before this? And do they have time to just write a musical? Do they have time to just compose a musical? They have so much. This is a privilege. I am feeling school envy. I am feeling it. But Zeke laughs in a really weird way because, well, I should explain why he's laughing first. It's revealed that Juilliard, you know, like the most, I guess, acclaimed school of the arts in America, Juilliard, the one in New York City, it's revealed that they want 4 students from East High, and they're like offering one of them a scholarship. And the ones they're considering are Sharpay, of course, Ryan, Kelsey, and Troy. And Zeke laughs at Troy for that. And first of all, his laugh is really strange. And second, why would you laugh at like your friend getting a really good college opportunity? I guess it's because Troy's dad and Troy had a plan to go into like basketball in college. and like go to a specific college, University of Albuquerque, but like at the same time, this is a really good opportunity for Troy. And you're gonna take the piss? I mean, Zeke, what's up, man? Again, I'm going off a bulleted list because, to be honest, I don't remember this film at all. Like, it was that non-rememberable. I had to make a list of things to talk about while watching because I knew I would forget it. I could recite like the basic plot of High School Musical 1 and 2 for you, like on the fly, because I remember those films. And even Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure, which I watched like a month and a half ago, I can recite the plot to that. This film, nothing. Like, I can name a couple songs from High School Musical 2, I can name a couple songs from High School Musical 1. I cannot name you more than 2 songs from this film. It's so not memorable. Oh, and Sharpay meets this British person and decides to make her assistant. It'll be important later, trust me. So after this, Troy asks Gabriella to the prom on the little like ledge they were in the first film, like the hydroponics club on the top of the roof. He asks her to prom, and it starts raining like spontaneously, which is strange, but you know, it's a film. It's High School Musical. And she says yes, of course. And then Chad tries to ask Taylor to the prom, like, you know, casually, because it's Chad, and Chad is quite casual. And Taylor says no, because Chad didn't do it in a huge way.
Could you take me after school to check out that tuxedo?
Tuxedo? For what?
For prom.
Oh, honey. If that's what you call an invitation, you'll be dancing with yourself.
But he's still asking you to prom. I mean...
I was kind of wondering if you'd maybe go with me.
Dude.
Taylor. Hey, I'm asking you to prom.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't hear you because it's so loud in here.
In my opinion, that's kind of shallow, but it's whatever. So Chad does it in front of the entire school.
Taylor McKessie, will you please be my date to the senior prom?
No.
And then she says yes, and at that point, I would not bother. Taylor? So Sharpay and Ryan are in the cafeteria, and Ryan's eating food, right? He's munching, and Sharpay takes his food away. Okay, they're about to go into a whole like song and dance number, but she takes his food. No one takes my food. You don't take a fella's food like that, man. So basically what Sharpay wants is, Sharpay wants Ryan to ask Kelsey to like prom so that Kelsey will give them big roles in the play, because Kelsey is writing and composing the play. Because she does that. Well, Sharpay goes into this whole musical number with Ryan. This is one of the 2 songs I remember in this film. I Want It All. And it's a very beautiful scene, just because of the way it's like directed. A lot of the musical numbers in this film are made to look like stage play. Like you can put them on like a stage, on a Broadway stage. Like, they're cheated to camera that way. And I just think that's so cool. It really shows where the budget of this film went. And though I do like it, I think if they took some of that and put it into like more of the characters, and well, I guess that doesn't have really control of the budget. If they put as much effort as they did into the budget into like the story and plot and character development, it would have been so much better. And once again, I don't know why. I think it's like them having to like reminiscing about their I guess growing up together. But Chad and Troy go to this junkyard to find a part for Troy's car, because he's covered that part with duct tape and he needs the actual part where things are gonna go bad. And they sing this, oh my gosh, this might be my favorite scene in the whole series. In like the whole trilogy of High School Musical, this might be my favorite scene. The boys are back. Just because it's such a cool scene set-wise and choreography-wise. And the song is good. The song is good. Probably my favorite from this film.
Here to change the world, to solve the mystery, fight the battle, save the girl.
It's one of the 2 that I remember, so it's not really rivaling much. but it's one of, actually, I guess I remember 3 songs. Like, there's the last one, but we'll get into that. After this, it's revealed that Gabriella got accepted into Stanford University. Stanford University is one of the top colleges in America, so this is like a big deal, right? And Brit girl, I don't remember her name, I'm just gonna call her British girl. She finds out and she tells Sharpay, which in turn tells Troy, and Troy is convinced by Sharpay that the only reason Gabrielle isn't gonna go to Stanford is because of him, which is kind of true, and that's what Taylor and Gabrielle's mom also tell her. He's just a guy, you don't have to go to a college specifically because of him, or not because of him, you know? And Troy convinces her to go to Stanford because she's getting this, like, I guess scholarship program which lets her go early. Which I don't know if that's like a common thing. I'm a sophomore, I don't know that stuff, but she gets to go early, so she leaves and goes on to campus like the next day or something. Which is obviously sad because now she can't go to prom or graduation, and she tells Troy that, even though they had a whole plan to go to prom and graduation together, even though she's leaving. Also, let me just say, they've broken up every single film. In High School Musical 1, it was because Troy said some things he shouldn't have said. In High School Musical 2, it was because Troy was being too successful. And now it's because she's in college for like a day. It's been one day, man. Maybe just let it ride for like a month, and then break up with him if it's really not working. But I'm just getting tired of them breaking up every film. It's the first 2 films it was kind of new and fresh, but now the third one it's boring. And Troy is now like full of these conflicting feelings because he doesn't know where he wants to go to college. He doesn't know what to do about Gabriella. He doesn't know how to deal with his friends. And he has a fight with his dad about which college he's gonna go to because his dad has this whole future planned out for him, but he doesn't want that future. So he goes to the school after hours, and he's just like yelling, screaming through the halls in another musical number. Beautiful scene, by the way. Just a lot of the musical scenes in this film are very nice to look at. And it ends with him in the theater, like, belting, absolutely singing. And Miss Darbus is there. Don't know why. She's just kind of like, she went goblin mode. She's just kind of there.
Which is why I submitted an application in your name to Juilliard.
And she talks to Troy, like, gives him, like, a very parent-esque talk, like, what do you want to do, Troy? How does it make you feel? And stuff like that. That kind of helps Troy with his decision, because the next day he goes to the Stanford campus and he meets Gabriella, and they decide to have their own prom, I guess. But because of that, Troy can't make it to the opening night of the play. So he calls up this freshman on the basketball team, who has been in this whole film, by the way, and he's kind of like that cocky new freshman that is on like every sports team in the world. But he's like, he calls him up and he tells him to go in for him because he's the understudy. He got roped into that somehow. He's been in this whole film, but you could not tell because he was so underutilized. Him, the Brit, and this other basketball player who's a technical guy in the theater. I like him. I wish they used him more. But I think because they're obviously using these freshmen as like potential sequel material. But if they were gonna do that, which it's obviously were, maybe utilize them more and show more of them, because these characters are very underutilized in the film, and even no matter how annoying Jimmy is, I would have liked to see more of him as well as the other freshmen. So Jimmy goes on stage with Sharpay, because Sharpay was the understudy for Gabriella, and Jimmy makes the character his own, which you're supposed to do in theater. You don't base your character off another person's character. You try to make it your own, right? And he's a little confused, but he's got the spirit. And Gabriella, Sharpay she's not into it. So she goes off stage as Troy and Gabriella are just arriving, because they can make it there for Act 2, but they couldn't make it there for Act 1. And she's obviously a little annoyed, a little pissed about that, right? So Troy and Gabriella go on stage and make a big hole, like, you know? And it's revealed that the British girl who was the understudy for Sharpay in the play is actually someone from a performing arts school in Britain, and she's here to take over the drama club from Sharpay because she's like the British version of Sharpay and they're like the same. So they have this whole like battle on stage because Sharpay now knows what it's like to be just thrown to the side, manipulated and stuff like that. So they have this whole battle on stage, like a dance and sing battle. And I don't know who wins. It's not really clear who wins. But yeah. So the whole play happens. And now they're at graduation, I think. Again, I don't remember this film much. But I remember them being at like graduation or something. Or at least they're getting announced for that. It's revealed that Kelsey received the scholarship for Juilliard, but Juilliard decided to give them a second scholarship because that play was so good. So they give it to Ryan for choreography. And then it's revealed that Sharpay gets accepted into University of Albuquerque, and she's going there. Well, Gabrielle's obviously going to Stanford, and Troy reveals he's going to UC Berkeley. And then Chad gets called up, and he's going to University of Albuquerque. But Chad's not there, and Troy knows exactly where he is. So Troy goes to the gymnasium, the gym, and he finds Chad there, and it's expected because Chad was also looking forward to playing with Troy at the University of Albuquerque. It's expected Chad to go off on Troy, right? Because that's basically what he's done for the past two films. Just like when Troy goes off and does something else, Chad's not liking it. But Chad instead says, "Am I ever gonna see you again?" Like he's worried about his friendship with Troy rather than his, I guess, basketball relationship with Troy. Which is I like that. I like that. And we cut to like outside on the football field, where graduation usually happens, I guess. I don't know, I've never graduated before. And Troy is giving a speech, one that a valedictorian would usually give, right? I guess Troy's a valedictorian, I'm really not sure. But he gives a speech to the whole class, it's all nice, and then they sing the final song of the film, like, you know, first we had We're All in This Together, then we had All for One. Now this one is High School Musical. Finally. We got a film that had a musical in it. This is groundbreaking. And then film ends. I really wish they did more with this film. Like, I wish they took the British girl and made her the antagonist, and like Sharpay. Okay, let me vent real quick. Sharpay had so much character development through the first film. At the end, like she was okay with Gabriella. Then they reset it for the second film. Sharpay gets character development in the second film. Then they reset that for the third film, and just keep the character development from the first film, bring that over to the second film, more character development in the second film, bring that to the third film. Now Sharpay sees who she was in junior year, and that's the antagonist, right? And do more with the freshman characters, bring them up so you have a possible sequel, because that's all you were obviously trying to do, and just, oh my goodness. It's something that me and Jost talked about after watching the film was like, what if the moral instead was learning to let go of people after high school? Because everyone's gonna have to go through that. I'm gonna have to go through that. Me and Jost, there's no guarantee that even we're gonna still talk after high school. Like everyone's gonna have to go through that, and that's something that would probably be beneficial to include in the film. That it's okay to not know people after high school. It's okay to let go and stuff like that. But you know, that didn't happen. Overall, I think it was the worst in the series, but I don't think it's a terrible, terrible film. I'd probably watch it again if I had to. I wouldn't choose to because it's just kind of boring. But if I were to give it a rating, I don't remember what I gave the last one. I think it was a 5. This one's like a 4.9 out of 10. It's okay. If I were to list them all, we're going to go with High School Musical 1, Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure, High School Musical 2, High School Musical 3. That's my ratings for the whole series. Well, guys, or comrades, that's it for High School Musical. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I think it was kind of rushed. I think I spoke a little fast. But, it is what it is. I didn't remember much about the film anyway. But yeah. See you guys later.